and welcome to Leading with Rakael. I am Rakael Carr, a leadership strategist and a financial growth coach. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics as a leader, and that is blame. I had to get a bit in character for this because I feel that people that play the blame game, they love to be able to blame someone for something and not take ownership because for some reason it makes them feel more superior or right, in control, or it wasn't my fault. But if you play the blame game ever, stop. Because blame is seductive. It's contagious. Yes, honey, it is. Keeps you in the past. Because as long as you have someone to blame, you become what? Being a victim. And we are not victims, we are victors, we are victorious. That's what we are as leaders. We take control, we take command, we take authority over our lives and everything, our realm of influence. That is paramount. Non-negotiable. These are non-negotiable items as a leader. And it's easy, honestly, to take ownership and responsibility up front. Because at that point, this is the last time, hopefully, that you fall into that trap. Because whatever the situation is or was that you've been faced with, once you own it, you have the power to change it. And that is what responsibility is all about. That is what leadership is all about. You know, you'll have people on your team, someone may drop the ball. You know, if your finances are shared with someone may overspend. Or it could have been you. Blame works whether you're blaming someone else or you're blaming yourself. Either way, you're living in the past, you're stuck. Responsibility is the ability to respond to a situation or a circumstance and owning your response. Because whatever happened, it happened. And you can't do anything about what happened in the past. You can barely do anything about what's happening in the present. All you can do is change how you respond in the future, meaning this very next moment. Remember, you're always one, leading yourself first, two, leading others, but definitely leading your money. And in that, you have to give up blame. I don't even want you to bury blame. I want you to put it in the incinerator and I want you to burn it. And the moment you find yourself playing a blame game, the moment you find yourself pointing your finger at someone else, because no one can make you respond in a way that you don't want to respond. It is your choice. It is your ownership of yourself, leading yourself to make sure that you respond in a way that you can be proud of, that you can stand behind. One of the very first steps to freedom is ownership. One of the very first steps to wealth is ownership. You don't become wealthy by blaming other people. You can't be an outstanding leader by blaming your team, by pointing the fingers. When I go into an instance that likely failed, it wasn't because I necessarily failed, but I know one thing. If I take ownership of it, it's not going to fail again. And you just have to set those standards for yourself. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your joy. You are responsible for diversifying your products. It's up to you. You cannot blame the company, the organization, the people. You can't. Blame keeps you in the past, keeps you in the rearview mirror. It keeps you from your freedom. It holds you captive to whatever happened. Even when you play the blame game on yourself, oh, well, I should have never did this or should have never, and I'm such a, no. Leaders take ownership. And when you own something, you make a decision about where it's going to go in the future. You make a decision. You can't change what happened. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It happened. But what we can change is how we respond, how we show up in the future, what the next steps are. That's ownership. That is freedom. You need to get to being free. If you frequently play the blame game, I challenge you over the next 14 days to not blame anyone. Try it out. Blame is toxic. It is cancerous to your system. But when you take ownership, Okay, I'm responsible for my happiness. I am responsible for my joy. And it quite frankly does not matter what someone says or does. I have a choice whether or not I'm going to stay. I have a choice whether or not I'm going to leave. You choose. You choose. Regardless of what anyone is doing, you still make a choice. And you have to decide what that choice is going to be. So what I would say, leaders move forward. Leaders have vision. Leaders see the next step, the next 5 steps, the next 10 steps. And in order for you to do that, you have to completely eliminate blame from your life. Under no circumstances is it an option. None. The quicker you can get away from blame, the better off you will be. When you play the blame game, keep you bitter. You have inability to forgive. You have inability to see things through the light, through an eye of gratitude. You can't see it because you're so busy looking for someone to be at fault. I am less concerned about what is happening in the environment and more concerned about how I impact the environment. How do you impact the environment? As a leader, when you show up wherever it is that you go, the environment should change. Walk in the light, honey, and begin to take ownership, and take responsibility. I am so extremely passionate about this. I'm sorry if I was a little tough today. I really want everyone to just free themselves and rid themselves from blaming people and blaming things and blaming circumstances. You can move forward in joy and in happiness. This has been such a treasure to have this opportunity to talk to you. Thanks so much for leading with Rakael. And until next time, please forward, follow, subscribe, but most importantly, come back. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.